All right,
This has been tough, brother. This has been tough. Hi, everyone. Let's see.
All right.
Ernest here, Tracy, Phil, Debbie, Claudia. Oh, good to see Claudia. Lorianne, of course. Mary Elizabeth. We'll wait for more people to come in.
Wait for people to roll in here.
It has been a whirlwind for the last couple of months because we have been, as we've let you all know, George is the vehicle for a lot of information that's coming out, and there are certain topics that myself. Hold on a second, Gene, because you know about this. That myself and Gene have been pushing back against divulging and disclosing because we didn't think you guys were ready to hear it.
And if I could just interject here, because I see what all these people that claim to be truthers say. Oh, you have to show them. You can't tell them. You have to show them. Oh, they would just freak out. They're not the ones freaking out. You understand? It's those guys saying that. You are the ones that are freaking out. Really. With this whole thing, oh, you can't show them. This whole thing, those people that say it aren't ready because they've been psyoped this whole time.
Right. That is such a huge problem. When you hear people say that you've been lied to about everything,
right?
It's opposite.
It's opposite.
It's opposite. You've been lied. For example, lied to about DARPA. You've been lied to about the Federal Reserve. You've been lied to about our money system. You've been lied to about the U.S. dollar and gold-backed currencies. You've been lied to about the world financial system. There's just it's never ending. It's just never ending. And we've been putting out. We're on issue 40. We're going to be on issue 47. That's 47 months of magazines of information that has been pushed out. And I'm telling you, we haven't scratched the surface.
When this first thing started, Peter, not everyone, Dave knows it. I didn't want it because basically you're telling people what they've been psyoped to think the opposite.
Yeah.
We're just scratching. We were entry level with the Federal Reserve. I should have got the videos. Don't listen to me. Listen to Donald Trump, what he has to say. But they tried to make him into some Robin Hood hero that, secretly he's trying to get rid of the Federal Reserve. That's what they did to pin it on him when it doesn't happen. All right.
Now we have the situation with artificial intelligence, which has been being worked on for the last almost 26 years, starting right after right around 2000, 2001 is when artificial intelligence really started to get started working on and so on. And it's been 25 years. So this stuff is about ready to become all out in the open and to the public for everyone's benefit. And here we have the same old bunch of characters that are going to stand in the way. Oh, we can't have this. We can't have that. Oh, it's going to do this. It's going to take you over. It's going to steal your underwear and you're going to be out of a job.
Dave, first story. Dave Blaze wanted to talk about this in 2014. Okay? And so finally, we're getting the green light to bring it out, right? What's the first thing they say? Ooh, DARPA. Ooh, DARPA. Do you even know anything about DARPA? Not you guys. I mean, seriously, it's the level of frustration that I have right now.
Okay. truth be told, I can understand how those that would be conspiracy minded would look at DARPA with a strange look, and I'll tell you why. Because DARPA is the mad scientist of the Defense
Department.
Okay, there is classified money rolling through DARPA because these are the guys that experiment, they test out different things and so forth. But what you've been led to believe is the wild imaginings of crazy people. They're not experimenting on babies.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Not, HARP is not controlling hurricanes and direct energy weapons and everything like that. If you understood what HARP was about, it's about sending impulses to the ionosphere so they can test when the ionosphere becomes electrified one way or the other too much, how that affects GPS satellite location data. That's what that's all about.
GPS, your beloved GPS, is
right.
DARPA. Okay, right. It's like this. If I was another foreign country and I said, whoa, they have this little place where all these smartest geeks, all these weird people that are very smart, but they could dream up of stuff, and they're just giving all this money and say, hey,
MIT's got to go.
Right. The first thing you would say is, okay, how can we get some people to really fear these people? That anything they come out with, they're actually trying to do something bad. Do you understand what is going on? That the PSYOP is people saying that's a PSYOP are the people doing the PSYOP. You understand how this is working?
Right.
And today we discovered it for the first time. Here you go. Bring it out. Bring it out. Something that Dave Blaze wanted to talk about since 2014. Bring it out. It's time. And then the first thing that happens is we get deluged with all these negative comments. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I don't know about you. Oh, you're deep state. Seriously. I tell you what, the amount of like, I'm sick of it. I can't even tell you. All right.
Well, look, let's just put it, let me clear the air about something right now. Let's talk about the mark of the beast, because this always comes up anytime there's a chip or some kind of an implant, no matter what it is. First of all, there's no mark of the beast until the Antichrist takes power and all of the seal judgments begin to unravel. Okay? So when that happens, there's no more electric grid. There's no more pretty much anything. That's why the mark is etched. If you go back and you look into the scripture and take a look at the words, the meaning of the words, where it talks about the mark of the beast, it's actually more like a tattoo, or it's etched into your skin. It's not a chip. It's not anything electrical, because that's gone. So this is a literal mark, whether it's on your forehead or on the palm of your hand, that so you can be identified with the government at that moment in time and be able to buy and sell and trade or whatever. So it's not going to be some digital chip. That's
and it's just that all of this is people are fearing these things.
Yes.
I just did a video. It's not out yet. It's going to be out later, where I talk about 5G, right? What do you think is going to happen when 6G comes out? We're talking about all the beautiful things that you can do with 6G. How many lives that will be saved because you have the best surgeon in wherever doing surgery right in Hot Springs.
Yeah.
But no, you wait till you see what it is, because these enemies of the United States wants to stop it.
Yeah, that's right. That's all this is about. It's about propaganda, like we talked about yesterday. Switch to electric cars, right? It's all the whole thing sounds, oh, okay, so it's sustainable. Electric cars are sustainable, and we're going to go to everything basically not using the oil that we have under our feet in the United States. Let's not use that. But instead, let's build cars that have to run on lithium batteries, and the only place we can buy lithium from is China.
Right. Listen.
Don't use the car. Don't make any more cars that use the oil that we're standing on, and we can get out of the ground for free. No. Let's go and buy the lithium. I mean, it's so insane, and nobody turns around and goes, "Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?" No, because they're so vested. Even the MAGA influencers and so on, they're so vested in hating the oil companies that they can't root for them against the obvious propaganda of China.
Okay. The psyop from other foreign countries is not, let's take whatever's crappy in the United States, right? Is not that and bring that down. It's whatever they have going on good, let's make them hate it.
Right.
Because Americans are stupid. That's what they're saying. Not we don't believe that. Americans are stupid. So let's get these people that get other people following them to whatever is good. It doesn't matter what it is. The scientists in DARPA. Okay, let's target them. Let's target FEMA. How about that? FEMA. See how bad word that is? Right? If I say FEMA, oh my goodness, they're putting us in cages. They're locking us up. See how dumb that sounds when I just say it like that? I just say FEMA, and it triggers me because I was part of it. Oh my goodness, FEMA's bad. Oh, FEMA's bad. You understand that they psyoped us? Me too. Okay.
Remember all the hullabaloo about the Red Cross? What were they selling babies, selling baby blood, some craziness, right? Meanwhile, whenever there's a tragedy, the first the scene after the fire department is the Red Cross.
I did. You guys know about this. My neighbor's house completely went up on fire. Dave said to me, the first person that's going to show up is the Red Cross. Sure enough, they said the Red Cross came by and gave us a hotel room for free for like a week or whatever it was, right? Where was the other organization that we give to? That the children, where you have actual children.
Conferences at Mar-a-Lago. The storm is upon us. They're having the storm is upon us conference. Come to the conference so we can tell you all about the storm being upon you. It's bonkers.
I seriously, I know you guys are listening in, and you guys have been with us for a while. But even like this, Dave. I mean, this is the Jessica. Oh my goodness, she's so wonderful. I'm reading this. I know. Listen, Jessica, I'm first on the list when it comes to that. I really am. And that's why when this whole thing happened with George, I'm like, oh my goodness. By the way,
do you realize? Hold on a second. Me being in the business that I'm in with Blaze, to be on the front lines of this, and then to hear like what people are talking about it is like, why would anyone ever say that about like quantum computing or the hyperledger or the internet? You know, if it wasn't for DARPA, we wouldn't have an internet.
Created the internet. They did the thing with it. That's what we use. That's why you're hearing it.
You know, so it's I don't know, man. This is a lot.
If it wasn't, I'll tell you, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for like us just actually seeing like results or whatever, like that people are actually turning and like watching us again after all this, I probably would have given up.
Well, I will say now, Ginger says, oh, UNICEF, nice peeps. No, let's not go from the sublime to the ridiculous. No one brought up the United Nations. No one brought up UNICEF. No one brought up, putting some of the most egregious offenders of human rights on a human rights council at the UN. We're not talking about that. We know that that's just a corrupt organization. So don't throw that in as a BS reason of supporting your other crazy ideas, right? So let's keep it for what we're talking about. We're talking about we have information about DARPA, about various programs that are going to help everybody. This thing, ElectRx, that we put out in an article this morning, is something that aids the body in healing itself. It's not just treating symptoms. This is something where the body is treated as one giant electrical circuit. And when something is out of whack, this little device actually sends signals out to where the body should concentrate and heal. Now, of course, there's going to be a change of diet that goes along with that. You're going to have to make sure you're fully hydrated. You can't eat a bunch of crap and then put this thing in and think it's going to be a miracle. It doesn't work like that. It's going to assist the body in healing, but you have to give it the raw materials. There.
All right.
That's how easy it is. Now, you're ready to jump into a med bed in Cheyenne Mountain. You don't even know where the hell that is or how to get there or anything. But you also has contrived self-repairing concrete. That'll be the next thing we're going to talk about, because what happens is on military bases, instead of having guys maintaining aging concrete, the concrete repairs itself.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, these are big things. Imagine like an airplane or whatever it is, where they might be developing stress cracks that are very difficult to see until there's a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, with a self-healing metal, don't have to worry about that.
So earlier today, if you don't follow Dave Blaze on Twitter, I still call it that actually read our magazine and follow us. Okay, they understand that, and I'm not. Trust me, man. Please get everyone subscribe to the Dispatch.
Now, the other thing, Gene, that we're going to be talking about soon is the sound wave technology that's FDA approved now for liver cancer. So
I feel much better. It's just it becomes a very rough day. Seriously, you're holding on to this information, you know it, and then it's your turn or our turn or the vehicle's turn to bring it out, and then you have all these people like, oh, okay.
Hold on a second. I got to pick on Brad real quick. Who the heck wants to extend the days of their life in this corrupt, twisted up old world? Brad, you should answer the calls to suicide hotline. That should be your new profession. with that attitude. Come on, man. You're not even like that. By the way, people, Brad is really a terrific guy. I don't know. He makes these comments, I think, just for attention.
All right. Dave, you want to talk about the election?
The deadclock.org is false.
It's not false.
Listen, some of the stuff on there is true, like some of the numbers. But what the whole site is geared to do is to cause you to think that the financial system is collapsing, that there's this new U.S. Treasury note about to come out, that the real price of silver, let's say, is really $3,000 an ounce, and so on. That's all fake. As a matter of fact, the USDebtClock.org is probably the greatest device contrived for selling gold and silver coins.
All right.
It's just a fear funnel.
All right. You want to do election day? You want to talk about that? Pivot to this?
Yeah.
All right. Today's election day, guys. There in Wisconsin, there's I should say primary election day.
Oh, the one reporter asked, well, if something, let's say my wife is assaulted, who is going to investigate that? Who is going to pursue the perpetrator? And if he's not going to be in a jail, where's he going to be? Or I don't want to get into hypotheticals. That's their response. These people have no answers. They're just crazy radicals. That's all. Right.
Here is the big one, runoff. Oh, I don't know if it's called runoff. It's a flat-out primary. Let me show you this. All right.
Tracy Herb Caffey. Many people have called XRP fake too. Just got to go with you. Got to, I guess, with all them. XRP isn't fake.
Yeah, XRP is not fake.
XRP is being embedded into the current financial system, and it is fantastic. Ripple, great company. They survived all that SEC nonsense. Nothing wrong with them. Okay,
guys. Let's play this video. I want to show you what's going on in South Carolina. This is Lindsey Graham. Here we go.
Oh, they absolutely did. And with 10 people competing, the front runners are really just trying to show voters what separates them from a crowded field. And so we're here in South Carolina at a polling place where voters will be casting their ballots today. I do want you to take a look at your screen here. The leading candidates include Congressman Ralph Norman and Russell Fry, businessman Mark Lynch, former Governor Mark Sanford, and Senator Darlene Graham. That's the sister of late U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham.
Okay, so we're hoping that Darlene wins, but I got to
Trump. Well, okay, let me show you this. I just want to say this. Trump doubled down today with Darlene. Now, I'll just tell you who's going to be strong here. By the way, Mark McBride used to be Myrtle Beach mayor. I like him, but he doesn't. Well, I don't want to comment today. Russell Fry.
Who cares about what's going on in Myrtle Beach?
I know.
Myrtle Beach is a town. They got their heads stuck so far up their behinds. They don't know what in the world's going on in Myrtle Beach. Now you know that.
Okay.
What I want to know is how they got Mark Sanford back out of the hills of Brazil or whatever the hell he was.
Yes, the local. Okay.
We found the governor. We found him on a trail on the hills of Brazil, the mountains of Brazil. Remember that?
Okay, just so you guys know, this many is going to be a runoff. And Russell Fry is in the low country. He's strong. He's actually my former, I used to take his picture. He's actually strong on the low end. When I say the low end, the lower southern end, and the Ralph Norman's on the top end. But it's going to be a runoff. It's going to be, I would imagine, well, let's just wait. It's tonight. It's in.
Wait a minute. Put that picture back up one more time. Put that picture back up. How did they get Glenda Gale Parker to run? Who in the world is Glenda Gale Parker?
I don't know.
What did they pull her out of?
I don't know. Well, we know Mark Lynch ran against and lost.
Yeah, Mark Lynch is in with the Flynn gang, so he's a wacko. He's not going to win anything.
Okay. No, we can't.
Oh, you know that.
You can't say that on election day. You can't say who's going to. You just let them vote. Let them vote.
Let them vote. Let them vote.
All right.
I got to tell you, whatever happened to Mark Sanford's girlfriend?
Well, you know, this was Anya Bauer was his lieutenant governor.
Well, did Andre marry his old girlfriend?
No.
Andre's got a good-looking wife, and I remember that Sanford's girlfriend looked very much like that.
Come on,
so I don't want to spread any vicious rumors here that I might try and spread later. But I'm just saying, you know.
Oh no. Okay, you ready to do now the save act? You want to do this?
Listen in the comments. Sorry. Give me a yes or no. In the same way that you microchip your pet, maybe your dog or your cat, in case they get out and you can't find them. I want to microchip Gene so I can find him where he is, because he vanishes during the day and I don't know where he is. And I'd like to have an app on the phone. I can say, oh, there he is.
I'm gonna get DARPA to invent a little thing where my thing moves.
Hold on a second. No one's denying that, Starfire. Listen to what we're saying. No one's denying that. Same thing all the time. Every time you try and expose one of these psyops, why are you turning? We were talking about against the QFS, the quantum financials. Why are you guys turning on Trump? Trump has never once said this financial flip. Never once.
It's the opposite. He's pro Federal Reserve. I gotta find that. I have that video. I should have just left it up here.
Yeah, Gene has his own Stargate. Yeah, it's behind him in the refrigerator.
That's a good one. All right, let's see.
Yes. All right, all right, all right. Here we go.
All right. Dave, what do I got to do? Say for entertainment purposes only now? What's going on here?
Well,
All right,
what's
I gotta run a commercial. Do a commercial. Oh,
go to the next, what?
I want to do a commercial.
All right, well, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Crypto doesn't have to feel confusing. Introducing the complete crypto playbook from George. Wallets, security, DeFi, stablecoins, and XRP, all in plain English. Built for beginners, a downloadable guide, plus ongoing market updates twice a month. Go from curious to confident. The Crypto Playbook. Get your copy at georgemagazine.com.
All right, now hold on a second. Liz says, things you put out, I've been very impressed. But now you claim silver's a big hype. That's not good news. I thought precious metals were a good investment. You busted my bubble.
No, I don't. No,
When?
no. Actually, Liz, really quick. I wish we had the thing. Dave even said it was undervalued. With
Yes.
this. All he's saying is that it's
Hold
not
on.
going to go to $3,000. That's all he's saying.
Right. Silver right now is duly way undervalued. There's tremendous industrial demand for silver, and silver has been undermined for like the last decade or so. So that's going to catch up. So silver at some point, see, you got to realize right now, people, the institutional investors and so on, don't know where to, foreign as well as domestic, are concerned of where to put their money, right? Because you have the situation with Iran and the oil and all of this. So they're loading into dollars. That's where the safe haven always is, in the US dollar. Figure, all right, we'll just put our money in dollars, and then as things settle down, then we can go back to doing whatever it is, whether it's buying Bitcoin, buying silver, buying gold, whatever. But right now the money is in dollars. And as usual, artificial intelligence is sucking the oxygen out of the room. So there's not a lot of money going around for speculation. That's all. But silver's
Guys, I'm a fan of gold. I'm a fan of gold and silver. Really. All we're saying is, I know these guys. I toured with some of them. They're like saying, "Oh, if you invest in silver, it's going to be like $3,000 or $2,000. You better get in now." All right. Anything else good?
Yeah. One second. William says, Dave, thoughts please on CFTC advancing regulations, even if Congress fails to pass the Clarity Act. The SEC has a backup plan to the Clarity Act, which includes the CFTC.
Right. Really quick. See, this is how smart our people are. They know about the difference between SEC and then the commodity section. Correct? Right. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. Donald Trump really needs a SAVE Act passed. Reminder that for the midterms, if everyone goes out and vote, that's why you see right now this whole movement about people basically saying there's going to be no midterms. No midterms is like, why even bother? Why even bother to early vote? Why bother to do anything? Why bother to get involved if the midterms are going to be canceled? That's the psyop on the American people, or at least the MAGA people. I should say America. We are Americans, but they're targeting MAGA. The Republicans already have a little bit of an advantage because of gerrymandering. Quite frankly, something we wrote about 1.5 years ago. So think about that. It's happening now, but we wrote about it 1.5 years ago. But the SAVE Act is important. Now, Dave, Blaze, I hate to do this, but you got to listen to your favorite guy, John Thune here, explaining why it's not passed. Here we go.
Buster, the votes aren't there to do that. I've made it abundantly clear many times. And it seems to me some days that I'm the only one here who can count to 50 in this town, but we don't have the votes to get rid of the filibuster, and we aren't flipping 10 Democrats to vote for Save America Act. So those two realities are there. Now, is there somewhere in here with budget reconciliation that we can do pieces of the Save America Act, or at least in a fiscal way deal with funding for some of those things? Maybe, and we'll see what the draft will bear on that. We're having conversations, as you know, right now about that proposition. So we'll keep you posted.
Now that was from the 4th.
Right.
That went bye-bye.
Yeah. So what do you think? Yeah.
I'll tell you what happens behind the scenes here.
All right.
First of all, the Republicans feel that if our people go out and vote, and whether it's mail-in ballots, whether it's absentee, early voting, voting on the day of election, whichever is more convenient, if we show up to vote with the lead that we've been given through the gerrymandering efforts, we'll retain the House and the Senate.
Right.
Okay. So when the Save America Act comes up, you got to understand that the Democrats, by issuing driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants, and then consequently, oops, now they're all on the voter rolls, right? That was the most underhanded play they could have done. So the only way around that is when somebody shows up to vote, they have to have or present a copy of their birth certificate or passport, if you have a passport. Now, those that go on cruises and stuff like that have passports. But, now for most Americans, you don't have a copy of your birth certificate.
Right. Okay.
Don't.
Okay, just when I moved from South Carolina to Arkansas, one of the big things that they had to do is to become a citizen, you had to have 2 forms. The driver's license wasn't enough. Passport and birth certificate, right? I believe that was the rule. I had to go like right into a freaking hospital.
Why
It wasn't exciting.
Why did you have to get your? No, I thought you had to get the hospital and. Never mind, I lost it. I was going to say something.
He was going to do a Beijing joke. No, I was born in America, right? And legally and all this stuff, but I had to go. I had to find all this stuff.
Brad, we're going to have to send you to the deprogramming camp.
All right. So anyway, that's the excuse. If Lindsey Graham was around, Lindsey Graham was the master of going to different.
There's no way. Look, these guys, Save America. Everyone has to present their birth certificate to vote. I'm going to tell you right now, in the closed door meetings and whatever, they were saying, "I'm not voting for that. You're crazy. None of us will get elected." That's what would happen. That's what happened behind closed doors.
And what is going on behind closed doors is Good and them are saying, okay, let's see how we can do this. What aspects of it can we put in there?
Right. How can we chop it up so we keep the president happy?
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to do the whole thing and all of that. And then we can get on TV and we could say that certain aspects we did get through.
Right.
That's the game, because I'm telling you, then not for anything. And of course, then you would have all the black politicians turning around and saying it sounds like the 1960s, where blacks were charged literally a poll tax for voting. People forget that.
You have to go by and get the money up.
It's just another impediment. See, that's the whole thing. So the Democrats put the monkey wrench in the system by giving undocumented immigrants driver's licenses. Okay, and then those driver's licenses, oopsie, registered them to vote. So they problem.
Admittedly so. Was it the governor? What state? Was it New York? No, where was it?
New Jersey admitted it.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like they basically had to admit it, that this was what's going on.
And some of these elections, Gene, are won by, 50 votes, 110 votes, whatever it is. So when you have
on purpose, not on purpose. Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we'll do. You want to talk about AOC, or you want to say a
Yeah,
little?
I just want to talk about Sandy.
I like Sandy. I do.
She looks,
AOC tries to laugh off crazy woke era.
doesn't she?
Was that? I didn't hear you.
She resemble Mark Sanford's girlfriend in Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I remember these things.
His
These things I remember. Everything else.
I did see when I was in South Carolina, ran into before the debate, I ran into Sanford because he's still involved in politics. I saw him with his new girlfriend. New girlfriend looks exactly like the old girlfriend from Brazil, right? That's his, and it looks like his wife.
Then he's got a type.
Yeah, he definitely has a type. All right, let's do this. This is Sandy Cortez.
Hold on a second. That's Selena in a mask, right? But wouldn't you think that if they were going to mask up somebody, it would have been Jennifer Lopez, right? If they were going to do a Selena in a mask, it would be Jennifer Lopez behind the mask playing Selena. This way, everyone who saw the movie says, "Oh yeah, that's Selena."
This is AOC's "Yes We Can" moment. Okay, this is AOC's "Yes We Can" moment.
That is too much for me. What is too much for me is the fact that ExxonMobil knew exactly that climate change was real and man-made as far back as 1970, and instead of being part of the solution, they paid millions of dollars to lobby and lie and confuse the American public about it, endangering generations to come. That is too much for me. What is too much for me?
Okay.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
First of all, with that speech, and I'm going to be very candid here, and you wonderful women out there can ask your husbands, boyfriends, or whatever, but that speech goes through a guy's head like a nail.
Okay, because it's like, okay, she doesn't have the right tone.
No, she has the tone of an angry girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The riot act for whatever.
Right.
Right?
No, I'm just saying that.
When you get
what I hear with that,
like that, Gene.
I had enough of it. You leave the toilet seat up all the time. That's what I had enough of. The towels on the floor. I had enough. And
here's the other thing. Again with the oil companies. I was
just saying though that this is some heavy duty stuff. I mean, this is what presidential runs are made of. If she's saying speeches like that.
All right, Donna.
Guys, we have to do the devotional now.
Yeah. Just one more thing about this. Always realize, and you're experiencing this with the Strait of Hormuz and the ships not coming through and the elevated oil price and the price is higher at the gas pump, and the higher gas pump means that the products on the shelves go up in price because it costs more to get the products to the shelves. So that is the importance of oil. So all of these people that want restrictions on the oil companies, and the oil companies are doing this, and the oil companies are bad. Every minute of every day, you're utilizing something that comes from oil. So I don't get it. And we have the greatest oil companies, and we have more oil under our feet than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And all these people want to do is hit on the oil companies. Why? I mean, if we had no oil, that would be a great speech. But we got all the oil. And now we got Venezuela's oil. The largest oil reserves known on Earth, Venezuela. Who's refining it for them? Who's in control of it? Who's going to be down there with the rare earth minerals and all of this stuff? Our guys. Terrible, terrible.
I'm listening. All right, I'm with you. Okay. We got to do the devotional, Dan.
Yes.
Very good. Today.
Please.
There's no other way to do it but just to show it, guys.
Yeah, just
Here we go.
It is one of the most comforting ideas in modern culture, the belief that every single human being is inherently a child of God. But the source text identifies this idea of universal sonship as a deception. There is a distinction between having our biological existence rooted in God as creator and actually belonging to his spiritual household. While all life has its being in God, physical birth does not equal spiritual kinship. Merely existing does not grant a person family status. The roles for entering this household are separate from the natural laws of birth and the will of the flesh. This separation traces back to Adam. Through unbelief, he departed from God, a move that placed the entire human race outside of the Creator's house. As a result of this history, no one is naturally born into God's spiritual household. We begin our lives in a state of separation. The world is divided into two separate spiritual lineages. One path remains in household, while the other severs and tracks downward. This lower path represents humanity's baseline state, defined as the children of the flesh, people born outside the divine family by default. Because this lineage is a matter of spiritual heredity, it requires a structural intervention to change. You cannot simply wait for it to happen. Your lineage must be actively moved. Many people attempt a false solution. They try to behave their way into the family. They adopt moral codes and religious rituals to simulate the status of a child of God. But you cannot claim sonship without a structural spiritual change. According to the text, asserting a relationship that hasn't been legally established through regeneration is an impossibility. Natural human effort only produces natural results. Just as human parents produce human children, natural willpower can only produce the flesh. It cannot produce the spirit. The text specifically warns self-righteous sinners who try to fake their way into the household. They attempt to mimic the behavior of a child of God without ever having received the divine nature required to actually be one. Moral behavior is a byproduct of a changed nature. It is not the catalyst that creates the change. The true mechanism for this change is regeneration, what the text calls being born again or born from above. To cross the divide, there is one path. The cross of Calvary acts as the singular bridge to the household of God. Moving across is triggered by believing and receiving Jesus Christ as Lord. This transition is instantaneous, a transformation powered by the Holy Spirit. The result is the impartation of a new nature. The individual is no longer defined by their natural birth, but by a new divine nature. Sonship is not a reward for merit. It is an immediate spiritual rewrite that happens exclusively through faith. This transition changes everything about how the believer relates to God. The distant supreme being, or the consuming fire of judgment, is now addressed intimately as Abba, Father. This is more than a change in title. It is a change in legal standing. The believer is now a joint heir with Christ, sharing in the inheritance of the household. This status changes how prayer works. It is no longer a hopeful plea to an unknown force, but a direct communication to the Father, through the Son, with the Holy Spirit making intercession. With this access comes a guarantee of provision. The Father takes responsibility for the needs of his children, supplying them from his own infinite riches. Regeneration replaces a state of cosmic separation with an intimate, legal standing. For the believer, the gap between the Creator and the creature has been closed. However, the text warns of a coming day of judgment. For those who falsely claimed sonship without regeneration, the consequences are absolute. On that day, natural birth and religious effort will not hide a person's guilt. Those who relied on their own behavior instead of the new birth will stand uncovered before God. The only way to secure a place in the household is through genuine faith in Christ. It is the only escape from the lineage of the flesh. The final call of the text is one of urgency. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and be saved while there is still time. The universalist myth, the idea that we are all children of God by default, is a fatal deception. Without crossing the bridge of regeneration, humanity remains outside the family, waiting for a judgment that only faith can avert.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, can I just say something really quick about this?
Yeah.
The reason why you don't hear a lot of this in the churches, and I'm not knocking any church, is because we are not tickling ears. When it comes to our devotional, we have the freedom to say whatever we want, but many churches don't say this type of thing because when they do, people get really upset and they stop coming to the church and
People stop coming because it doesn't make them feel good.
It doesn't make them feel good. So we get to say that, but I'm going to tell you that a lot of these churches don't say this because they're also a business, like in a sense. I'm not saying all these churches, but like they're afraid of their people getting offended. And when it comes to us at George, what our role is here is in the political sense, it just sucks because we have to tell people the truth. And then when you tell people the truth, they get really, really, really upset at us for saying the truth. And then they oh, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm going to do this. That is why we ask those people that watch us, thank you for supporting us in that way with this business of giving you information.
Yeah. Now we're gonna move on to this because this has to be said. And Liz, we love having you here, and Silva's going to do very well. Let me say that right now. Silva's going to go up. Silva's, but the more there's uncertainty, the more uncertainty in the world, people are putting their money into dollars and not silver. So you might see silver come down a little bit, but there's a lot of industrial pressure on silver to go up. Now, here she says, I don't see how we can have an election with all the evidence that previous elections were rigged. Okay, so people in the positions now should not be in office. So I believe there needs to be a pause. Even 107 even is stating, how can we move forward till we fix the system? The military needs to take over. Okay, so here's the harsh reality. The harsh reality is the military is not taking over. The other part of this is that the cheating was not done as you are being led to believe. The cheating was done in a legal manner through ballot harvesting. When there were, the new thing on the block was mail-in ballots. Okay, so there were really no controls on these mail-in ballots. Ballots were going out all over the place. Nobody really knew what was happening, but nothing was done illegally. Now, were there certain situations where people were committing voter fraud? Sure, and they got arrested and prosecuted. But as a general rule, nothing was really done egregiously illegally. So that's why you have not seen these arrests and you have not seen all these various things that people like 107 are telling you. So here's what's going to happen. And you can screenshot all of this and you can screen record it. The military is not going to take over the elections. In November, there will be the midterms. And people like 107 and his ilk are only on the scene to keep you from voting. That's it. They want you to throw up your hands and go, well, what's the use? What's the point in voting? So you stay home and don't vote. And then their candidates, the Democrats, win. And there's
you have to remember where you're hearing this from is MAGA Nation, the people that say that there's going to be no election or whatever midterms is coming from that. The other thing is Donald Trump was elected into the last election. He was elected, but we know that it was pretty good because the one in North Carolina, he won in North Carolina, but the Republican candidate lost. because he was embroiled in a scandal.
Right.
So that shows you people go in there and say, I want Trump, I definitely don't want this guy. It's not,
Right.
if it was going to be faked or cheated, in North Carolina, he would have lost because that's a battleground state.
Right. Right. And here, Trump's pick won by 3 votes in recount, so every vote truly counts. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So if you have someone that is led to believe that there's going to be no election or that it's rigged, why vote anyway? That's one vote. That's another vote. And you just pick them off because these elections are that close. I'll just say one more thing. I'll just say, I traveled all around California, and if you go into pockets of California, it's all MAGA, all of it. It's in what they call the breadbasket, right? You go there, everyone, and then you walk in there and say, how could this be? This is fake. California should be all Republican. That is until you get to the cities. They don't like Trump in the cities. There are a lot of people. Anyway, all right.
That's true. Now, hold on. We got a couple more things here.
All right.
We got, let's see. Matt's here. Let's get Matt on here. Even if you're unsure about the election, what's better, to vote or not to vote? I think the answer is obvious. So, of course, to vote. Let's see. Johnny Martin. If 107 is doing this, isn't that considered election interference?
No,
and then
no.
come back. No.
No.
And know that it is to persuade you to a certain mindset so you don't vote.
Okay. Hey, Johnny, just so you know with this, because I don't know. If it's coming, we don't know. If anyone can lie, you realize you can lie. You're
Right.
allowed to lie. If on your own volition, you're
Right.
allowed to lie. And you could also be paid if it's from an organization inside the United States run by
Right.
that. You are allowed to propagandize.
Right.
I am certainly not saying 107 is being with foreign money, but if on other ones, because I don't know, but on other ones, if it's foreign money, yes, that is illegal. But on your own volition, you're allowed to say anything. It's a free country. You could do your own psyops. You could say
Right.
whatever. But we are what we're doing here is just telling you grounded the truth, because I don't have proof of who these people are. I could imagine, but I don't have proof. But that's a great comment. All right.
We just look, everything you're going to hear from us is always pro-America, is always for the betterment of this country and so on. We know that the military is with the people. Okay, if there was such an indication that there was massive fraud that could overturn elections and so on, the military would be involved. But I'm telling you that we're going to have those midterms, and there's not going to be soldiers at the polls counting votes or anything like that. That's not. You watch, screenshot what we're saying right now.
When this happens like that,
right after the election.
When it happens like that, could you guys please? We're even giving you like 3 months warning. Could we stop listening to them? Really?
Look,
in 3 days it's supposed to be the reset again, right?
I know.
It was supposed to be August 1st.
Yeah, the 14th. That's the new date. Look, Wayne makes his money off of these conferences and telling you when the storm's upon you, when it's whatever it is. That's where they get them. That's where the money is made, and on clicks and views on X and social media and Rumble. That's why you see them all complaining now, because X changed their algorithm.
It sucks, guys, because if I was here just to make money, I would be saying the same thing they would be saying, because I compare our views to their views. But I can't. We don't even want to go there with other things I know about it. But all right, we gotta go.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Look, this week is going to be a big week. This is going to be like a fire hose of information coming out. I really hope you're ready. And Brad, I know you're ready. We're gonna Brad, you got to be here every day to watch the show. You got to be here because we love your comments and everybody's comments. He's great. Richie's here. Richie Gang. Red Wave. Yeah, you know what? Okay, with the gerrymandering that went on and the changing of the districts and so on in various states, it's like we have a 12-seat lead going into the election.
Yeah, we do. But
so if people don't show up, it ain't cheating. It's you didn't show up.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Everyone.
Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.